Hey everybody, Playtendoguy here, and I'm back with another video. As Hmv recently had a premium sale and I picked up quite a few titles, I thought it was a good time to do a Hmv Premium Collection update video of what I have in my collection. And overall, I've got a pretty decent little selection. I would say well over 20 titles. So let's see what I have. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah, so right, the Hmv Premium Collection, there's around about 150 titles, I think, probably, give or take, and they normally are about 15 quid each, which I do think is a little bit too steep, but about 2 times a year in the summer and in the winter they do 2 for 15, which is a perfect time to stock up on the titles. So these are the ones I have. First up is Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, brilliant film, fantastic edition. You do get like some art cards in this one. You get the extended edition, so on the DVD you get the normal edition, and on the Blu-ray you get the extended edition, which is like about 2.5 hours long. We have at number 5, we have All the President's Men with Robert Redford and Dustin Hoffman. Don't really know much about this one. I think it's a very much a political thriller, but it does sound quite interesting. This is one of the recent ones I picked up during the sale as it hasn't been unboxed, but you do get quite a few special features and you also get a digital code. Next up is one that my good friend Soph from Sophie's Retro Revival, her link to her channel and her Instagram is in the link in the description down below. And this is David Bowie in The Hunger. Haven't seen this yet, really looking forward to watching this one. This is like a vampire film, but they're not called vampires. Looks like it's going to be a really cool and interesting watch. I definitely really do like David Bowie and some of his acting work, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. Next one is probably the most bizarre film in the Hmv Premium Collection, and that is A Scanner Darkly. Based on a Philip K. Dick's short story, if I remember correctly. The cast here is pretty perfect. You got Keanu Reeves, Robert Downey Jr., Woody Harrelson, and Winona Ryder. It's a very unique, odd, out there film, but I have a good time with it. You do get like art cards, and I think you might get a poster in it. You get a digital code in it as well, and a few special features. The whole film is done in this sort of, like the GTA loading screen art style, very much like that. It's a unique film, a sort of fever dream, if you will, but I enjoyed it. Next up is a recent one that I did get for Christmas, and this one stars Johnny Depp and Al Pacino, and that is in Donnie Brasco. It's basically like a gangster film. I think Johnny Depp plays like a sort of cop who investigates this gangster, and then he eventually sort of blurs the line between being a good guy and being a bad guy. Looks like it's going to be a good fun film. This also includes the Blu-ray and the DVD. The Blu-ray is like The Shining, it's an extended version and it contains like 25 minutes of extra footage, and you get a few other special features as well, and you also get some art cards. But yeah, that's cool. Again, another one I got for Christmas is another Johnny Depp film, and this one stars Penelope Cruz, and this is Blow. Apparently it's based on a true story. It's Johnny Depp, Penelope Cruz, about like a drug trafficking sort of story. Should be pretty good. Set in the 70s and 80s, and hordes of special features. So that's really good. Again, very looking forward to watching this one. And you also do get some art cards with it. Again, another recent one I picked up, and that's Hank Marvin in Point Blank. Hank Marvin, Lee Marvin in Point Blank. Yeah, haven't seen this one yet, but I did recently unbox it. You do get some cool art cards in it. Basically, it seems to be like a revenge thriller. Lee Marvin trying to go back on some people who have done him wrong and offing them off one by one. What year is it? 1967. So it's quite an old film, but again, really looking forward to watching this. Next one is a film I have seen, and that is The Yakuza. I really quite enjoyed this one. This is sort of like a detective noir sort of thing with like Yakuza elements in it. American cop goes to Japan to investigate a murder. It's really good. Got a nice soundtrack and some good action scenes in it. And again, brilliant artwork. Next one is a film I picked off of Rare Waves for like £2 or £3. It's really hard to say no at this. This is a Steven Spielberg film, and that's Amistad, starring Morgan Freeman, Anthony Hopkins, and Matthew McConaughey. Great cast there. Don't really know much about it. I think it's probably something to do with like the slave trade. I think yes, Morgan Freeman's in it. Obviously, but yeah, it's something to do with the slave trade. I think it's quite a long film, at like about about 2.5 hours long. You do get quite a few special features. I think you do get some art cards and probably a poster in it as well as your digital code. So very happy to have that in the collection, especially for like only £2. Next one is another cheap one I picked up, and that's Kroll. Had a lot of fun with this one. This definitely does seem to be like a sort of Star Wars-esque adventure. It's a lot of fun, really daft. You do have a very young Liam Neeson in this one. Sort of like a hidden gem on the label. Definitely well worth picking up Kroll if you can find that. I think when it first came out there was some issues with the disc, but now it's perfectly fine. So yeah, definitely recommend Kroll. Another recent one I picked up is a Stanley Kubrick film. Quite a long film at that, and that is Barry Lyndon. I think it's just like a historical epic, charting this one man. I don't really know too much about it, but I heard that it's a beautiful looking film, and like every sort of frame in this film could be classed as like art. So yeah, very looking forward to watching this one. The special features is just a trailer, which is fair enough. This includes the Blu-ray, the DVD, art cards, and a poster. So yeah, pretty happy with that. And another one I haven't seen yet, but I've heard some pretty positive things about, and that is The Hidden. Yeah, basically it follows Kyle MacLachlan from, is it his name? Yeah, from Dune and Twin Peaks. It's basically like a cop drama thing with this like alien or whatever it is taking over people's bodies and making people do like really violent and dangerous things, and these two cops are hot on the heels of it. Heard no end of positive things about it. Definitely seems to be like a hidden gem of the 80s. So again, really looking forward to watching this one. Next up is some I have seen. First up is Dracula 1972 AD. I have a lot of fun with this film. It's definitely the worst of the Hammer horror Dracula films. It's very cheesy, very sort of sleazy, but it's a fun time. It definitely shows that dip in quality compared to the previous Hammer horror Dracula films, but it is good nevertheless. And then next up we have the final Hammer horror Dracula film, The Satanic Rites of Dracula. This one takes a more noir sort of approach, and I actually really do enjoy this one. I think this one is quite underrated. It's a very like high sort of end to the Hammer horror Dracula films. This one also stars Joanna Lumley in it in like one of the first ever roles. It's really good, and actually Christopher Lee does talk quite a fair bit in this film, which is quite surprising. Another hidden gem on the label, and that is Wolfen. He follows this detective played by Albert Finney, as he tries to find out who's murdering all these people in brutal ways. It seems like the person or creature who's doing it isn't human. It's a very cool film. I enjoyed it. Very underrated. Definitely well worth picking up, and that's Wolfen. Next up is one of 2 Tom Cruise films on the label. I haven't picked up the other one. I really should do because it's a great film and I could do with the upgrade on Blu-ray, and that's Top Gun. But I did pick up Days of Thunder. A lot of fun. Good fun time. Directed by Tony Scott. Also stars Nicole Kidman. You've even got a young John C. Reilly in it. It's like to do with like Daytona, is it? To do with like race car driving. It's a lot of fun. Really good. Very nice set as well. Next up is 2 that I got for Christmas from my good friend Soph, and we have Pretty in Pink. This is a John Hughes film. I haven't really seen many John Hughes films, only Ferris Bueller. I've only ever seen Ferris Bueller, but I did watch the trailer for this one and I thought it looked really good. Seemed to have a really good soundtrack in it as well. You've also got a young James Spader in it. This one is a newly remastered Blu-ray with loads of special features, posters and art cards. And again, you can see quite a few special features there. Me, Ghost. Seen this many years ago. Definitely a fantastic film. Definitely one of Patrick Swayze's best. Very emotional film, but absolutely love it. This one is a newly remastered Blu-ray as well with loads of new special features. You do get a poster and art cards with it. Still sealed mind. But yeah, really nice edition of this. Really does deserve this. I do like the Hmv Premium editions because they really do feel like deluxe special editions. And then next up we have the only Elvis film on the label, which is a shame. Hopefully we will get some more in the future, and that's Elvis in King Creole. Again, had a lot of fun with this. It's your typical Elvis musical film. Really nice shot, great transfer, some great special features in here, and some pretty good songs as well. Next up we have The Haunting. I think this is a remake of The Haunting on Hill House, is it? I'm not sure. But it's a remake of an old film called The Haunting from like the 60s, I think. This one's got a packed cast in it. We have Liam Neeson, Catherine Zeta-Jones and Owen Wilson. I have seen this film years ago, but yeah, picked it up recently and watched it, and you know what? I had a lot of fun with it. I think the cast is definitely the best thing about it. There's a few ropey bits here and there, but really enjoyed it. Catherine Zeta-Jones is fantastic in this, as is Liam Neeson. Very happy. And the final one in my collection that I have so far is a film that I probably should have watched over Christmas, though I picked up around about time of Christmas, and that's Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy in Trading Places. Heard a lot of positive things about this film, have not seen it. It's directed by John Landis, so it should be a really good film. I was actually quite surprised to find out that Jamie Lee Curtis is in this film. But again, like the Ghost and the Pretty in Pink Blu-ray, this is a newly remastered Blu-ray featuring new special features, posters and art cards. And there's quite a few special features here, quite a few indeed. So yeah, very happy to have that in the collection, and we'll have to give that a watch later this year. Yeah, that's my complete Hmv Premium Collection as of January 2022. What do you think of my collection? Tell me in the comment section down below. What films would you recommend picking up on the Premium Collection? It'll be great to hear your suggestions. So yeah, as always, thank you ever so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could like and subscribe, that would be totally awesome. And as always, till next time, bye.